I don't usually stop in the middle of a work day and share something, but on my lunch break, I like to watch Lion of Judah videos. And 53 years old, and I never, ever, ever, ever thought of it like this. I always thought that, the movies and society and the world has always painted the devil out to be this evil red man with horns and a pitchfork sitting on a throne in the fires of hell, and this is his domain. He's got all those little demons, and his Lion of Judah just completely blew my mind. That's not scriptural. That is not biblical. What is biblical is the fact that Satan and hell is a prison designed for Satan to be put into in the end times. He's going to be cast into the lake of fire with all of those souls that are lost, all of those souls who chose not to receive the free gift. He's going into the fire with them, with the angels that are already being held there. Hell is not his kingdom. The movies painted out like, this is, your lost soul is going to go to the lake where you're going there, but he's not the ruler of hell. It's not biblical at all. You can't find it anywhere in Scripture, but what you can find that hell or Hades is a place where Satan and the fallen angels are going to be imprisoned and punished forever, for all of eternity. So with that being said, now if he isn't the kingdom, if hell is not his kingdom and it's his prison, then where is his kingdom? Well, let's go back. A great war broke out in heaven after what happened between Adam and Eve, and Jesus said, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. So Jesus was there. Because of what we did and we were disobedient in the garden, we were thrown out and cast out as well, along with Satan. Now let's do some thinking here. The good book is truth 100%, and it says that Satan is the prince of the air. Well, let's think about that. If he fell from heaven like lightning, he landed here, and he's the prince of the air, then that will make earth his kingdom. So when someone says that this is hell, earth is hell, they're telling you the truth. It's 100% truth. Now let me back that up. My wife just confirmed it. Blew my mind. First of all, let's look at what happened in the book of Job. Satan was questioned by God, and he was asked, Satan, where did you come from? And he said, I come from the earth, roaming to and fro, looking to whom I can devour. He's the kingdom of earth. This is his kingdom. This is where he is. Let's back it up. Let's go a little bit deeper biblically. When Jesus Christ went into the wilderness to be tested, who showed up? That's right. Satan showed up. And now here is 100% confirming truth that earth is Satan's kingdom and that he is. Now, you can't be a prince of just the earth. You have to be a prince of something. You have to be a prince of a kingdom, right? Well, he's the prince of the kingdom of earth. The kingdom of hell, or his kingdom, is right here on earth. And here's how we're going to prove it. When Jesus went into the wilderness to be tempted, Satan said to Jesus on the mountaintop, see all the kingdoms of the world. You're looking down off the mountain. You see everything of the world, the kingdoms of the world, I give to you if you fall down and worship me. And Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan, right? And that's what he said. Now think about something. If the earth and everything on the earth and all the kingdoms of the earth were God's, then how could Satan give it away without God's permission? Think about that. God's not going to let Satan do anything that he can't do without God's position, power, or authority, right? He's willing to give away the kingdoms of the earth and all of the stuff of the earth. Read it. It's in the book of Genesis, right? Or I'm not sure. It's not in the book of Genesis. It's probably a little further on than that. But the point is this, that Satan's giving away what's his. He has the power and he has the authority to give Jesus all the kingdoms of the earth, all the things of the earth, all the riches, all the kingdoms, all of it. Jesus, I give to you, fall down and worship me. That just right there should solidify the fact that we have been deceived by movies, by media, by false teaching, by churches who don't have the knowledge, who don't know their word. It is not biblical that Satan is sitting on a big fiery throne in hell. It's not biblical. You know, the movies portray him as this big red monster with horns and a pitchfork on his throne, and everybody's screaming around him, and there's flames and there's fire. It doesn't say that at all. He's here. We're here. Now, everybody says, why does God do this? Why does God do that? Why? God gets the blame for every bad thing. Childhood illnesses, cancer, destruction, storms, weather, all these horrible things that happen to mankind, God gets blamed for. When God doesn't even live here. God's in heaven, right? God's in heaven, right? God is what? God is peace, love, joy, right? Peace, love, joy. God is not cancer. God is not destruction. I've been blaming God for all these natural disasters, and I've been pointing the finger at God for childhood cancers and illnesses and sicknesses and diseases, and none of that is biblical. None of that is biblical. It says in his good book that he has a plan to prosper you, to give you a future, and to give you hope, not to give you terminal 4 cancer. That's Satan and his tricks and his traps, because he's out to rob, kill, and destroy, and he's here on earth with us, and we are living in his kingdom, which would make this hell on earth. Call me crazy, but you can't argue the fact that this was written down 2,000 years ago, and throughout all of history, there has been leader after leader after leader who have tried to destroy the good book. Why? Because it contains the truth. The problem is we don't know the truth, and we perish because we don't know the truth. The good book teaches, for my people perish for lack of knowledge. And we could go even deeper. We can go even deeper. My brother said today that the closer you get to God, the more you give to God, the more righteous you try to live, the more holy you try to live, the more you try to do what he wants you to do and be obedient. He reveals more and more and more, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I believe that he is 53 years, 20 some odd years walking with Jesus, and I never realized that I'm living in hell. We are living in hell. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to really blow your mind. The book of Revelations talks about the second coming of Christ, okay? The beginning of the book, a great war broke out in heaven, right? Satan was kicked out. Satan was an angel of light. He was a guardian. He worked there. He was a guardian of the garden. He was in charge of the garden. It says in the good book that he was smart, intelligent. He was one of the strongest angels. He was up there in the hierarchy with Michael and Gabriel. So he had a lot of pull, man. He was a big shot in heaven. And it says that he was jealous of the relationship man and God had. So that was his reasoning behind what he did and caused that war. I don't want to get too far off track. So the war breaks out in heaven. He's evicted. We're evicted. We're down here. We're in his kingdom now. He's the prince of the air. We're in his kingdom. He's in charge of cancers, childhood illnesses. He's in charge of murder, division, strife. He's in charge of wars. He's in charge of all of it. This is his kingdom. This is his domain. He's responsible for every painful, hurtful, destructive thing. Now, God can use those things to make a good. He can reverse the things that Satan does. He can do that to benefit you and to lift you up and better your situation. He sure can do that. And he can show his power in miraculous healings and deliverance. He could do that, and he does do that on the regular, on the daily. I see miracles happen all the time. They've happened in my life multiple times. I've had miracles happen. So we need to stop being deceived by the world. See, it says that Satan, the prince of the air, right, is the father of lies. He's the great deceiver, and he's the accuser of the brethren. And he does that because he wants to rob, kill, and destroy. And what does he want to rob? He wants to rob your peace. He wants to steal your purpose, and he wants to kill your soul. That's what he wants to do because of the jealousy in the garden, because of the relationship that we had with God. We had the perfect relationship, and he wanted to destroy that because he was jealous. He didn't get it. God put us above everything. In all of his creation, we were above it all. And Satan's like, wait a minute, I'm this great mighty angel guardian of the garden, and you're this little human, this weak little creature that you created. You give him more time and attention than you me. And he didn't like that idea at all in any way. So he came up, and I believe the angels had the knowledge of good and evil, whereas we didn't. And God wanted to protect us from that. He wanted to protect us from the knowledge of good and evil. He didn't want us to eat from that tree. But Satan knew that if we ate from that tree, that our eyes would be open and we would be like them, is what it says in the good book. And now we have the knowledge of good and evil. God had to kick us out, along with the devil, because we were disobedient. So I guess the moral of the story is, stop looking at the devil like he's under your feet in some kind of fiery kingdom. You need to realize that he's right here, and he's responsible for every destructive, hateful, murderous, disgusting thing that happens to human beings, because he hates us that much. He hates us that much. And the best part is he's the father of lives. He has managed to trick us into believing that God is responsible for all of this, and God is not in any way. And that's why it's important. There's one more thing I'm going to mention. I'm going to let you go, because this has definitely been long-winded. I'm super excited about this. In the book of Revelations, when all of this wraps up, because God's going to wrap it up, it says out of heaven is going to come a new earth and a new heaven. Why do we need a new earth? Because this one is full of the devil and full of hell on earth. He's got to get rid of it. He's got to put all of his enemies under his feet and throw them into the lake of fire with the lost souls. And we will reign for 1,000 years with Jesus Christ here on the new earth, with peace, love, and joy. It says that he will dwell with us, and we will dwell with him, and he will wipe every tear from our eye. There'll be no more pain. There'll be no more suffering. There'll be no more sorrow. It'll all be gone, because guess what? Satan will be defeated once and for all, and he will go to the place that was designed for him, and that will be the prison in hell for all of eternity, with all of those out there who decide to turn their back on Jesus and not receive the free gift. I hope this opened your eyes like it opened mine. Turn to Jesus if you haven't turned to Jesus. I'm not saying it's going to end tomorrow, but one day it is. And you sure as heck are dealing with enough now here. You don't want to wind up staying with the guy that's running this place. You don't want to stay with him for all eternity in a lake of fire. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go to hell, the prison that was designed for him to punish him. Because if he's punishing you now here, can you imagine what he's going to do to you there? Be encouraged today. I hope this helps somebody. God bless you. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. And don't listen to the lies. God bless.